Now look at this. In the properties window, if you just drop down and if you select this query, then what is this? Query properties. And first is the description of the query, technical name of the query, provider name. So if I change the description of the query, it will change the title of the query. You will see it here. By default, you're getting title of the report as what? Properties. If I change this, if it is a sales analysis, then what? So you see it as what? Sales analysis now. So technical of the query, provider name on which the query has been built. We'll see this key date later. Now this also later. Next, display. Generally you don't see this effect now, but when you say adjust formatting of refresh, every time the does your query do some formatting, blue color, yellow, all this? That is formatting, and every time the query is refreshed, I want it to be formatted and then shown to the user. That's a checkbox. Next option, now what? Look at this. I got a customer 11223. It just shows the value once and you get the product geography key. But why is this blank? What does the blank indicate? Same values. Yeah? So if you want to see the same values, then say query properties. If you want the values to be repeated, display. You deselect the checkbox, hide repeated key values. But you see this effect only if your output mode not on the browser. It is not taking this analyzer. Now you see the values been repeated, but you will not be able to see that effect in HTML. Atle hide it. So you know about displaying scaling factors. Okay, boss. Forget about this. Then rows and columns. The excess position of result row. Generally, where is my result getting placed? The bottom, right? I want the result at the top. I will say query properties, rows and columns. I want it as what? Above. Result ఇక్కడ రావాలి, కింద రావాలి, పైన రావాలి. I said I want result out top. But if I have a characteristic which is placed across, say sales channel code. Now sales channel code will also have result which will be on the left hand side, which is to the right hand side. You see, this is the result of my customer which is on the top. Now since my sales channel is on the column wise, you get to see the results of it. I want to see this on the left hand side, then I will say query properties, rows and columns. I will say what? Position of result row, I will say left. Generally users will prefer top and left because first they would like to see the aggregated values, then they get into splitting up. So first the results on the left and result on the top. Okay, that's fine. And then suppressing of zeros. basically nakem zeros leave, but we use this option zero, suppress zero. If I do not suppress zero, it will show zeros normal in the report. If I say activate, now look at this, activate, and I say effect suppress my zeros, activate on rows. And if I have any row with all values are zeros, that row will be suppressed. If I say columns, if I have any column with all zeros, that column will be suppressed. If it's a rows and columns, all the rows and all the columns which has got all values of zeros will be suppressed. And activate all value equal to 0. So everything is equal to 0 will be suppressed out. Okay, that's simple. So do not suppress, show me zeros. Now one more is, now suppose if I have negative values, how do you want to show those negative values? If I say minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the minus value will be shown before the value. But if it's after the number 1, 2, 3, minus dot 4, 5, minus 1. Europeans they expect the sign at the back. Suppose sometimes you want to show the negative values in the parenthesis. If I use this option in parenthesis, you get to see the key negative values in parenthesis like that. Now say sometimes you might have requirement wherever it is 0, I would like to replace with some other value. Then you say 0 value display, drop down, say what? 0 as space means blank, 0 as default text, and you can just say nil something. So wherever it is 0, it will replace it what with as nil or no value, whatever it is. Then this is planning for it. Then extend it, there is a property allow external access to this query. If you want to consume this BEX query into the front end to the BO layer, you start enabling this checkbox, allow external access to this query. ఈ query BO లో వాడుకోవాలంటే you just enable the checkbox and save it, and then they can start creating web report on top of this BEX.
Let's say if there is a value which is negative, right? So is there an option where you can display that number in red?
I'll build exception, say less than 0, set it as critical, red. So that will be shown as red.
Not the whole size, just the number.
While font. Okay, was done. But okay, right? We can do that kind of things in report design, some formatting if you want to can do. Font and all.
Zero display part.
Yeah.
What is the difference between second and third?
Which one?
Like
see this in the, if it this one you selecting rows or columns or whatever it is, it'll check everything. It'll, if you see this one only rows, okay. If you select this rows and columns, if you sorry this one rows and columns, okay. See if there is some negative symbols also not considered at all, okay, because minus 10 and 10 are aggregated and then becomes 0. That is also considered. If I say only value equal to 0, it does not check those. Only zeros are considered here. Okay. Clear on this bus? This is query problem.